Diver TC.
Go ahead.
Good morning. So we're going to begin with our 3 Prism devices set to the stowed configuration in the storage pouch. So I want you to locate your storage pouch with your dominant primary hand.
Okay, I've got that on my left side and my dominant hand is my right. So I pulled out Alpha 1.
Perfect. So what I want you to do is to locate the alphanumeric identifiers on all 3 sides, along with the color stripes.
Copy that. I confirm Alpha 1 on all 3 sides and see the color charts.
Okay, so the way you have it orientated is perfect. We have the lever up top and there is a latch button on the bottom. That is how you activate the switch. The bottom of the casing on the opposite side of the slider is the stowed configuration where the legs will deploy. So what you have now is perfect. So what we're going to do first is we're going to deploy. So with your secondary hand, hold the casing so that the window side is clear of your fingers and orientate Prism vertically, ensuring that the bottom faces away from the body and towards the ground. With your primary hand, keep the fingers parallel to the casing and place your hand on the slider and squeeze the latch to release the lock.
Copy.
Maintaining a secure grip, go ahead and slide that slider all the way down to the bottom.
Copy that. All the way to the bottom. Legs naturally opened.
So this is the deployed configuration. Now we're going to stow it. So ensure that your Prism is being held vertically. With your primary hand, apply upward force to retract the legs and slide it all the way up to the top.
Copy that. Didn't work.
All right.
And it is stowed at the top.
Go ahead and tap the top of the slider to ensure the device is locked in the stowed configuration. And this is stowed. So go ahead and cycle it a couple times just so that you're comfortable.
Copy. And work. Deployed. And retract.
All right, perfect. Try to maintain that vertical position when you're stowing and deploying.
Copy. Okay, deployed that twice. Working fine.
Okay, perfect. So on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very easy and 5 being impossible, how easy is the Prism to deploy and stow?
It's a 2, only because it's for the restow, you have to get the legs to align back. So that's the only reason why I give it a 2. Otherwise, very easy.
All right, perfect. So now we're going to continue with the placement test. So identify and navigate if you need to a desired placement location on a flat surface.
Okay, I've got a good rock here that I want to place the marker next to.
All right, go ahead and set the Prism to the deployed configuration with the legs deployed. And then using your secondary hand, place a Prism on your identified flat surface.
All right, then deployed. Deploying it next to this basaltic red rock right here. Deployed very easy. And I'm going to back away and take a look at it.
Perfect, looking good. So using your secondary hand, go ahead and retrieve Prism by gripping the top of the casing like a soda can.
Didn't work. So I've got Alpha 1 at the top. Just took a slight nail, not a full nail, to pick it up. I've got it.
So go ahead and stow the Prism and then tap the top of the slider to ensure the device is locked.
It took me rearranging my hands a little bit to get the legs to start. And I have to cock the little slider a little bit in order for it to engage at the top, but after that I can confirm it's locked in.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very easy and 5 being impossible, how easy is it to place and retrieve Prism?
It's also a 2. a slight have to body position, a slight kneel to deploy it, but it's not bad. And the same comment on the leg retraction.
Okay, now we're going to navigate to our 20-degree incline.
Copy that. All right, headed that way. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead and deploy the configuration on your 20-degree incline and ensure the prism is stable.
All right, 20 degrees. Deploying Alpha 1. I like how the legs just naturally open. And I've got the two legs facing uphill and one leg facing down. Seems to both be the most stable, and it's holding steady at 20 degrees.
On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very stable and 5 being not stable at all, how stable is Prism on a 20-degree incline?
I would say it's a 3. It might be pretty critical on which way those legs are deployed. Turning it now, seems like it's a little less stable in this configuration with the two legs facing downhill. So I give it overall a 3 for stability on a 20-degree slope. Feels a little top heavy.
Perfect. Okay, now we're going to navigate to a relatively sandy area. So go ahead and stow your prism.
Copy, in work. Okay, on this stowing the little tethering between the legs got caught up a little bit, so it's the first time I've seen that, but Alpha 1 is back stowed. I've got all 3 prisms in my tag, and I am in the sandy area. Go ahead.
Try to bury prism as best as you can, and then we're going to cycle it a couple of times.
Sounds like fun. It's in work. Alright, the other prisms want to join in. They fell out, but all 3 prisms have been thoroughly sanded.
Perfect. So let's just cycle 1, and then we're going to deploy all 3 right where you're at.
Copy that. So I've got Alpha 1. Deploying it now. I definitely can feel more resistance. I can feel the sand coming out, but it deployed with only a slight more resistance. Alpha 1 is deployed. Alpha 2, you pick them up, I can feel the sand coming out. Again, the same resistance, maybe like a little gritty feel. Alpha 2 is deployed. Looks like on Alpha 2, the tether between 2 of the legs actually broke, but it is still up in the deployed configuration, just a little bit at an angle. And Alpha 3, same thing, no problems, felt a little bit of resistance, but all 3 prisms are now deployed.
Perfect. So on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very easy and 5 being impossible, how easy is it to deploy and stow prism after dust intrusion?
A 2, just a little bit more resistance. Still very doable.
Okay, go ahead and retrieve all 3 of those prisms.
Copy, in work. Alpha 3. Alpha 2. Takes a little bit of wiggling to get them started. And Alpha 1.
And how easy was those to retrieve on a scale of 1 to 5?
I also give that a 2. Same comments as before. It's actually pretty easy in a kneeling configuration, a full kneel. Can move it, and I stowed those all pretty quickly.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That concludes our testing.
Thank you guys. Great design. I really like the Prism.